Hello everyone, we are the pair of Ace. We love to wander around this planet and sometimes make videos about our little adventures. This time, we did one of our bucket list hikes to the magical and mystical Havasupai. This one was years in the making for me, but Arthi made it happen in just months. For those who are not familiar with Havasupai, here is a quick intro. Havasupai is not a national park. It is part of a Native American reservation. The name Havasupai means the people of blue and green water. And the tribe has been guarding this canyon for over 1,000 years. Getting here is not easy nor cheap. It is often called as one of the most expensive hikes in the US, with the permits costing around $455 per person. This includes access to the trail and a 4-day, 3-night campground stay. Everything here, from mail to food, is brought in by a mule or helicopter. And to reach it, you have to hike 10 miles deep into the canyon to Supai, one of the most remote towns in mainland America. We checked in at the hilltop and started the hike. The first mile was a steep descent, and we had to share the path with the occasional pack of mules carrying bags and some hikers. But once you are through it, the trail levels out. About 2 miles in, we got our first plot twist. Arthi lost her phone, so naturally, we turned around and retraced our steps through the canyon, because what else are we gonna do? Thankfully, we found it. So, we said our thanks to the canyon gods and hiked back on. From there, it was 8 miles of hike in the canyon. The red rock walls, open sky, and nothing but the sound of your own footsteps. Breathtakingly beautiful. Also, genuinely long. Which brings me to the most important thing that I'll say in this whole video. Bring enough water and snacks. There are 0 facilities until you hit the village of Supai. Supai is a real living Native American village, people's actual home, and the tribe asks the visitors not to take photos or videos out of respect, so we did not. There is a small cafe and a general store if you need to restock some of your basics. Just expect to pay premium prices as this is far off the grid. 2 more miles down the village, we finally reach the campground. The campgrounds welcome you with one of the most spectacular view, the Havasu Falls. Just sitting there, completely unbothered, being the most stunning thing we've ever seen. Every photo, every video we have seen online, none of it even came close. There is a mystical feel to it in person that a screen just cannot hold. We stood there for a long time, stunned but also tired. The campground is over 2 miles long, right along the creek. If you are visiting, we would suggest to go deeper to find a really good spot right by the river. This place is magical and beyond beautiful. The pale blue water and the lush green trees and the sounds of the birds and the critters. It feels like you have just stepped into some fantasy land where the elves live. We found an amazing spot right by the creek and pitched our tent. When I say we, I mean Arthi did. Look at the view from inside our tent. One of the best view to sleep to and wake up to. After admiring our setup, we cooked some food and got some well-needed sleep. The next morning, we decided to go back towards the village of Supai to see the hidden falls and the 50-foot falls, which means we had to go through the Havasu Falls again. So we ended up spending a little more time again at the Havasu Falls, enjoying its beauty and getting these beautiful shots. We then left the campground and headed towards the Hidden Falls. The Hidden Falls was a few miles away from the campground, so we followed the creek, admiring the beauty of the canyon. We came across the board for the Hidden Falls and followed the trail. But the Hidden Falls was hidden way too well, we did not find it. But we ended up at the Navajo Falls. We spent some time sitting there, enjoying the view, and then headed to the 50-foot falls. The 50-foot falls was not easy to find, but we got there by our navigator Arthi's amazing navigating skills. Look at her explore these woods like Dora the Explorer. After some interesting ups and downs, we finally found the 50-foot falls. The 50-foot falls hit different up close. The water thunders down with this raw force that you can feel in your chest even before you can see it. We did not hesitate to jump in. The water was ice cold in the best possible way. We swam around in the natural pool at the base, just floating, staring up at this wall of water crashing down above us. And then, naturally, we had to walk under it. Standing directly under the 50-foot waterfall is one of those things that's hard to describe. We then spent most of our afternoon soaking in the water. We then headed back to the campground, and at the entrance we saw a small shop selling fry breads. We grabbed one each and then headed back to our campsite to enjoy our evening. The next morning, we headed in the other direction to see the much acclaimed Mooney Falls and the Beaver Falls. The hype was not doing any justice to it. We saw the stunning 200-foot falls from the top without realizing what the way down would look like. We saw the warning signs for the Mooney Falls, but we didn't fully realize the gravity of the climb until we entered the cave. Only one person can climb down or climb up at a time. There are gloves on the ground, both at the top and at the bottom of the chains, for people to wear them when they climb down or climb up on these chains. The chains were wet from the water sprays from the waterfall, and it was genuinely one of the riskiest hikes we have ever done. But the view at the bottom was more than worth the risk. Just look at this view. We were speechless. After spending a long time playing in the water, we headed towards the Beaver Falls. The next 5 miles of walk is something out of a storybook. Tall canyon, beautiful flower fields, and a serene river walk. And we have to cross the river on 3 different spots. We kept following the markings on the trail. We stopped at multiple locations to enjoy the scenery. To me, it felt like I was walking in a video game map of a beautiful AAA game. This could easily be a map for Far Cry or Uncharted or any other game like that. Right before we reached the Beaver Falls, I hurt my knees, so we ended up turning back, which was a bummer. The climb back at the Mooney was even more scarier than climbing down. And once we got to the top, we made some food and rested for the next day's hike back to the hilltop. We cleaned our camping spot and started our walk early so we can avoid the Arizona sun. It took us about 4 hours to get back to the hilltop. Overall, Havasupai is a fantasy world brought to life. It is a place of deep history, and it is a reminder of what happens when you slow down and respect the land. We left the canyon exhausted, but with our hearts full and our bucket list one major item short. If you ever get a chance to stand under these falls, take it. Just make sure you have someone like Arthi to navigate you back out. See you all in the next video. See you out.